Welcome to the night release of VNU IS TV program in 2022, and I am Bảo Châu. September comes with the pre-autumn and lots of excitement for the beginning of a new academic year. It's also the time when international school opens its door to welcome a new generation of young and dynamic ISers. And now, let us review the significant events of September.
On September 22nd and 23rd, International School organized admission of the 2022-2023 academic year for candidates who enrolled in 15 undergraduate training programs of VNU IS. The institution had carefully prepared in advance for this admission day, ensuring that candidates and their families have a quick and convenient check-ins without delay. The online admission system has been designed, developed, and methodically implemented to produce outstanding results. Assisting students were arranged from the gate to guide new candidates and their relatives to go through the admission procedures. Instruction desks for application submission, tuition payment, and dormitory registration were reasonably arranged, creating maximum convenience for candidates and their relatives. New freshmen received the dedicated guidance and thoughtful advice from VNU IS lecturers, instructors, and senior students. From September 27 to 29th, VNU IS organized an orientation week for its new freshmen, the ISers 2022. This event is an enhanced version of the Integration Training Week with a completely new layout and creative activities suitable for dynamic, confident, and enthusiastic Generation Z. Within 3 days, K21 freshmen were presented with many interesting and insightful topics, such as the mindset of young people and their attitude and responsibility to the country, learning strategies, the way to live actively and gratefully, contribution to the community, physical and mental health care, ISers step out into the world, etc. The program was filled with useful and distinctive colors of VNU IS with performances by both students and freshmen. ISers 2022 has provided the students with much needed knowledge, which is essential for their 4 years of university studies. The admission scores of 2022 range from 20 to 24 on a 30-point scale, a bit lower than that of 2021. Candidates enrolled at VNU IS need to meet the secondary condition of having an English score of at least 6 to ensure that they have an adequate English proficiency. According to the academic plan of VNU, new freshmen majoring in automation and informatics, English language, applied information technology, financial technology and digital business, as well as industrial system engineering and logistics will study the first 2 years at Hvala campus. The selected programs for the new campus are interdisciplinary, designed in the direction of liberal arts education, and associated with digital transformation. VNU IS and the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales exchanged a cooperation agreement at the Conference of Cooperation and Investment in Education 2022, which was organized by the Ministry of Education and Training of Vietnam. This agreement was previously signed by the two institutions on August 19 in order to establish a cooperative partnership towards career development, improve training quality, and at the same time provide internship and job opportunities for VNU IS students. According to the cooperation agreement, VNU IS and ICAEW will organize seminars to share and exchange knowledge on finance and management, as well as coordinate in joint research projects to improve the capacity of VNU IS lectures. On September 11, VNU IS organized an admission interview for candidates of the PhD in Informatics and Computer Engineering program. This is the first cohort of the program, but it has witnessed the attention of a large number of candidates who are officials and lecturers at universities and domestic enterprises with outstanding research achievements. Through the interviews, the candidates presented their research outline and implementation plan to the admission committee. After that, the committee reviewed and evaluated their profile based on the outcome of the interview to make a selection decision. The candidates all clearly expressed their desire to pursue the first PhD program offered by VNU IS. The two teams 2022 Hawker and Phoenix of VNU IS have splendidly entered top 10 after 3 rounds of Innovation 2022. This contest is closely connected with the Startup Incubation Program launched by the Central Committee of Vietnamese Student Association with the following aims: building an innovative startup ecosystem for innovation over an international scale, utilizing technology and innovation as a means, and taking young people, students as a main driving force, taking the interests of the community and society as the orientation for innovation. Building, expanding, and developing the fintech sector to become a competitive advantage of Vietnam in the digital economy, contributing to making Vietnam a creative financial hub of the region. On the 8th of September, the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union of the first-year students of VNU IS successfully organized a Full Moon Festival night at the Hanoi Center Care for Children with Disabilities. The program was held in a joyful atmosphere much anticipated by the children. The gifts were handed to the children, giving them a warm and happy Mid-Autumn festival. Apart from that, by witnessing the disadvantaged yet constantly positive and optimistic, the volunteer team of Full Moon Festival Night had a memorable experience as well as motivation to live their lives to the fullest.
Through 20 years of establishment and development, International School, Vietnam National University Hà Nội has put a strong emphasis on nurturing students' identities, aspirations, and visions. Thus, the organization of activities to inspire VNU's pride among student community, as well as the development of an environment which gives students an opportunity to express their personality, abilities alongside their ISers identity, has received constant attention. In today's program, we are pleased to welcome a very special guest, Dr. Ngô Chí Trung, Deputy Head of VNU's Office of Student Affairs. In the periods of 2020 to 2022, Dr. Ngô Chí Trung is a lecturer who specializes in auditing courses with many years of experience in auditing practice before engaging in teaching profession. He is also in charge of career orientation and student services. With his vast experience in international environments, Dr. Trung will now share his insights with us to give a better understanding of ISers identity.
For having me. Glad to be here.
So, in your opinion, what characteristics are defined as VNU's students' identities?
It's actually a very tough challenge, but a very interesting question at the same time. There's many different opinions of what exactly it's like to be an ISer. And it's not about a debate, but actually a very beautiful thing of being, a lecturer or faculty at VNUS, where all of us got to see different angles of our students. And I think it's going to be an almost impossible task to precisely define all the characteristics of an ISer. But that makes something that's so special, unique about our student, because we have now almost 4,600 students at our school, and we can see so many different characteristics. And sure, they are young, they have some very typical Gen Z characteristics, like being extremely energetic. They are very well versed in the world of social media, and they make very good use of media and social media and the internet. But also what I feel that are truly special about students, that I see a lot of compassion and I see a lot of commitment from our students, which is something can be considered very rare virtues nowadays in this day and age, especially for young people. So I think at least that's from my angle.
So, with all identities that you mentioned before, what competitive advantages do VNUS students have compared to students from other universities?
Well, I think nowadays I say it is almost impossible to really compare which student from which school is better, because it's so much come down to each individual. But however, in general speaking, I think just being in an environment where they are very encouraged and also sometimes, required to use English as the method of learning, that also give them access to the world's knowledge, to the world's different cultures, the world's points of views. I think that also encourages our students to be a lot more open-minded and very easy to adapt to new situations and to have a good educated debates and welcoming other opinions, which I believe would be something extremely beneficial in terms of a workplace or any whatever pathway they choose. And at the end of the day, I think when it comes down to competence and skills and knowledge, it's almost impossible to really compare students from different universities nowadays, because it's also based on the each individual's effort. But I believe that mindset and just being exposed and the exposures to a very open-minded and diverse culture, really, I think that would be something that set our students apart. At VNU IS, we value so much on the moral compasses and on the social responsibilities values that we expect, and we always strive in creating the environment for our students to get exposed to get that acknowledgement of those values. Because at the very end of the day, I think that it's very important for educational institutions to not forget about supporting our students to become good citizens, to become a good person before becoming a good businessman or a good accountant or a good technician, and whatever pathway they may choose. So and doing that is not something easy, and believe that it should be the joint effort of the whole society. But we also have may have a very good chance of creating an impact, because 4 years may not be a very long time during a student's life, but however, it is still a very special window of time during their lifetime, where we got to be alongside with them in the journey of maybe, for some of them, for the first time being away from home, for the first time, having, that responsibility of taking care of those financial obligations themselves, getting the first jobs, and maybe meeting their life partners there at the university. So in everything we do, we always try to integrate that message. And I think the very last thing, but also one of the most important things that I truly believe is leading through examples is definitely the way to do it. And so the faculties, the lecturers that are here, I think they're all here for a reason. It's not by accident. So we try to set good examples for our student, and to try to really bring that message during our journeys together. So.
And the last question, after 2 years of COVID-19, what opportunities and challenges are there for our student development?
I think for students and for university alike,
Yes.
it is, the past 2 years definitely has changed everything. Changed the way we learn, it changed the way we work, it changed the way we communicate to each other. I think for a lot of students who are in their first year, second year now, pretty much the whole university experience for them has been mostly behind a computer. So that's definitely hindered a lot. And outside of that, I think the psychological impact of just being isolated and of not having that community, of not having that young people experience while being in college, also something that would hinder the experience a lot as well too. And learning has been a difficult journey. And as someone who also deliver lectures, I think having to do online teaching has been one of the most difficult and challenging tasks. And I can tell that when the students are coming back on campus to having classes in class, and I got to see them in person, and I can feel such sense of relief and alive again. And finally, it feels like a real class. However, after 2 years like that, is also a big challenge for the student and for the lecturers to really adapt back into learning how to properly behave, how to properly conduct yourself and learn in an actual university environment. But I think it will also create new opportunities. I think technology has, especially technology for education has never been this advanced in such a short amount of time, because it changed so much. So now even when we're going back, we still use a lot of the techs, and you see a lot of the little tricks and know-hows that we discovered while to cope with the pandemic. And I think that the student now, they are very eager, and they got to learn, and we all do that too. We all got to learn a very good lessons, and it also changed the way we view everything as well. So I'm sure there are a lot of life lessons as learned for all the students and the teachers as well, about what is really important in life, about how we should value human interactions, human connections, and value of being alive, being healthy, and being in a community. So I think there's a lot of good in that too.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ngô Chí Trung, for your useful sharing. The international school will establish a good environment for students to be self-aware, to change, to grow, and to develop themselves. And they will certainly obtain essential skills and knowledges during their study at VNU IS. It is the end of the 9th edition of VNU IS TV. See you in the 10th edition in October. If you have any comments or suggestions, please send them to truyền thông@vnus.edu.vn. Thank you.